Hi guys, it's Thomas here, and today I'm bringing you the latest news from Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization. Performage is going to get support in AC04. Performage is an archetype that showed the first cards in 2015 with Clash of Rebellion in what you might remember as Performage Damagjuggler, Performage Splashfire, and Performage a Tricker. And now we're getting some support. Let's see how they will help them perform. I'm right. The first is Entermage Fair Dancer, a level 4 fire spellcaster pendulum effect monster, with the attack of 1400 and a defense of 1200. Pendulum scale of 6. Pendulum effect. Once per turn, you can target one performance monster you control. This turn, if it attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. So a battle related effect. Not that great. Monster effect. You can only use the first once per turn. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add one performance monster from your deck to your hand, except another copy of himself. If this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target one face-up monster on the field, it loses 500 attack. Now, the second effect is nothing special, maybe it will help you push a little more of damage, but the first effect means that finally the performage have a Skullcrobat Joker. I mean, technically even better than the original since it works also on special summon. The second card is Entermage Water Dancer. Another level 4, water this time, spellcaster pendulum effect monster. The stats are the inverse of the first, attack 1200 and defense 1400, and this time a pendulum scale of 2. For the pendulum effect, if you control a performance monster, you can special summon this card. When a monster declares an attack, you can target one attack position monster, change it to defense position. So this is like an easy to summon monster and a battle negator for one attack, because you can of course move to defense the monster that attacked. Monster effect. You can only use the first monster effect of this card name once per turn. If this card is pendulum summon, you can add one polymerization from your deck or graveyard to your hand. If this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target one attack position monster, change it to defense position. And regarding the first monster effect, we have to see how good the fusion is, but playing one OG polymerization isn't that great. A new polymerization would have been better, one for the archetype maybe. Now, we see that the next monster is Entermage Windsucker. Yes, Windsucker. That will probably be traduced as Performance Wind Drainer. A level 5 Wind Spellcaster Pendulum Monster. A level 5. Let's see where this brings us. As we've seen, the first monster was a Pendulum Scale 6, so this could be very well Pendulum Summon with that. Pendulum Effect. First, a Pendulum Scale of 4 and a Pendulum Effect. Once per turn, you can target one Performage Pendulum monster you control to activate one of these effects. Reduce its level by 1, so if you target another level 5 it could be a level 4, or increase discard Pendulum Scale by that monsters, and now we get why it's a 4, because it can modulate and get higher. Monster Effect. You can only use the first monster effect of this card name once per turn. If your opponent controls a monster or a performance monster is on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, you cannot special summon while this monster is on the field, except performance monsters. If this card is special summon, you can reduce its level by 1, so it could be a level 4. Once per turn, you can change the level of all level 4 performance monster you control to 5. So, Even if it's a level 5, it can become a level 4 if you care about that for like an Xyz summon, or can bring all the other performage that are mostly level 4, especially the old one, to level 5. I'm assuming to make a rank 5 Xyz, but we still have to see what that will do. And look at how cute he is. Next we have another level 5, attack 1200, defense 1400, pendulum scale of 1, pendulum effect. You can only use the first and the second once per turn. You can target one performage Xyz monster you control, attach this card to it as material. If a card is added to your extra deck, you can add one face-up performage pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. And a monster effect, a couple actually. You can only use the first and the second once per turn. If this card is in your hand, you can target one Xyz monster on the field, detach one material from it, and if you do special summon this card, then one Xyz monster on the field loses 600 attack. This monster is making a strange Goblin Rider appearance, like it's in the wrong archetype, because it can also detach from your opponent Xyz monster. And if this card is detached from Xyz monster and sent to the graveyard, to activate that monster's effect, you can target two Xyz monster you control, detach one material from one of them, and attach it to the other. That. A fusion. We knew this was coming since a pendulum on pendulum summon added poly. Let's read it. Two performage monsters, it's pretty generic. Your opponent cannot target performance monster you control with card effect. Also, they cannot be destroyed by your card effects. 2. Your opponent's monster cannot target this card for an attack while you control a performance monster other than performance trapeze witch. When an attack is declared involving your performance monster and an opponent's monster, you can make that opponent monster lose 600 attack. First, a protection effect. Probably for something like the old performage Xyz, Trapeze Magician. The second effect won't probably really matter. And the third is there to deal a little bit of damage more. But if Konami intends you on making this with polymerization, I think you probably will have better things to do with your monsters. And now the rank 5. Entermage Kageshi Shadowmaker, Performage Shadowmaker. A rank 5 Dark Spellcaster Xyz effect monsters. 3 level 5 monsters. 3 monsters are a lot of monsters, so let's hope it's good. You can detach one material from this card and send one performance monster from your deck to the graveyard. Add, as cost by the way, add one rank up magic spell from your deck to your hand. When a card or effect is activated that target this card, you can detach one material from this card. Special summon one performage Shadowmaker from your extra deck. If the last material is detached from this card, you can special summon one performance monster from your graveyard. Now, there's a lot to unpack actually. The first effect is great. You get to send a performance from the deck to the graveyard as cost, and there are some with graveyard effect in the old one, like Damage Juggler. If you target him, also with your own card, so with some of the scale effect to trigger this, you get to summon another one for 2600 more damage. And the last effect, if you remove all the materials, so if you target him only a couple of times actually, you get to special summon one performance from the graveyard, maybe also the one you sent there in the first place. There's another Xyz rank 5, Entermage Trapeze Eye Magician, Performage Trapeze Eye Magician. A rank 5, attack 2700, defense 2200. This requires only 2 level 5 but spellcaster monsters. I mean, all performage are spellcaster, but you could also use some other, maybe Pendulum Magician, if you're able to bring them to level 5. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect while it has materials. Your opponent takes any effect damage you would have taken instead. You can only apply this effect a number of times per turn up to the number of material attached to this card. If this card has performance Trapeze Magician as material, it gains this effect. You can attach one material from this card. This card can make up to 3 attacks during each battle phase this turn. Performage Trapeze Magician, of course, was the old one that required 2 level 4 end of the turn, and so this is what they want you to use the rank up on. So they want you to make this with 3 level 5, then the other rank 4 with 2 level 4, and then upgrade him into this with the rank up of your choice. This is also clearly a go second monster. It doesn't do anything going first, and that's pretty sad. And also this, this kinda does something. Maybe you get a rank up magic and you summon another rank 5 or 6 Xyz using that rank up that actually does something when going first. And they also have, as it makes sense, a new rank up magic spell. Rank up magic, magical force. You can only activate a card with these card names once per turn. Target 1 rank 4 spellcaster Xyz monster in your graveyard. Special summon it, but its effects are negated, and if you do, special summon 1 rank 5 spellcaster Xyz monster from your extra deck by using the first monster as material, and if you do, attach this card to it as additional material. The second special summon is treated as an Xyz summoner. Still, it's a pretty powerful spell, a quick play nonetheless, so you are able to summon during the battle phase, and if you're summoning the performage Shadowmaker with it, you don't even have to really work to get the third effect. You can just activate the first, add another rank up magic, and the last material will be detached, since it's not the third effect is not attached to the second. You just won't be able to summon more Shadowmaker. So, for a final judgment on this card after just a looks, I would argue that Entermage Fair Dancer is a good card and will be definitely played. Entermage Water Dancer will be probably played as a 1 or a 2-off, even for the special summon effect in the Pendulum Zone. Entermage Wind Sucker or Performage Wind Drainer will definitely be special summon, since has a good special summon condition and is able to make your monster level 5, because the Xyz 5 is really strong, the one that summons other copy of itself, Maker. Entermage Cup Tricker is a strange one, maybe a one-off, but probably not. The fusion is very strange and I don't think will be played. Performage Shadowmaker is really good, and the Performage Trapeze Magician is a OTK machine for sure if you summon him with Trapeze Magician, but the extra deck tend to be quite tight in these times, so probably won't be more than a one-off if that. And the rank up Magical Force for sure is a good card. So guys, this is it for the video. I'm off.